All right, let's dive into something that we all have to do, but that can sometimes feel, well, a little tricky. We're talking about how to talk about yourself, and we're going to break it down so you can do it with total confidence.
Ah, there it is. Those four little words. Tell me about yourself. You hear it everywhere, right? A new class, a new job, meeting someone at a party. It's pretty much guaranteed to come up. And let's be honest, it can feel a little like a test. Your mind starts racing. What do I say? Is this interesting enough? Am I talking too much? That is a totally normal feeling. But what if we could take all that fear out of the equation?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to break this whole thing down into simple, easy-to-use building blocks. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll have a clear, confident way to introduce yourself in pretty much any situation.
Okay, first things first. We've got to start with our foundational building block, the basics. Think of these as the absolute essentials, the core info you'll share almost every single time you introduce yourself. It's a super simple three-step frame. Your name, where you're from, and where you live now. This gives whoever you're talking to an instant little map of who you are. It's the perfect starting point. And you know what's great is there's no single right way to answer. Paul is from the US and lives in a quiet town. Emily, on the other hand, is from Canada and lives in a big, busy city. Both are perfect introductions because they're just true. They're authentic. So, now that we have our foundation set, let's add the next layer. This is all about what you actually do with your days. When somebody asks you, so what do you do? What they're usually getting at is your job or what you're studying. It's just a really simple way for them to understand a pretty big part of your life. And here again, we see two totally different paths. Paul says he's an English teacher, while Emily shares that she's a student studying art. Both answers are awesome. They're clear, they're quick, and they give you a fantastic little snapshot of their daily lives. All right, now we get to the really fun part. We've built the basic structure, right? Now it's time to add some color, some detail, the stuff that makes you, well, you.
Hobbies are probably the fastest way to show off your personality. Like, we see Emily loves to paint and read. Paul's into rock music and soccer. This isn't just random small talk. This is how you find things in common and start a real conversation.
You know another topic that almost everyone connects with? Pets. It's such a fantastic and easy way to share a little piece of your world. So, it comes down to that age-old question. Are you a dog person or a cat person? And here we go, the classic split. Paul's got a friendly dog, Max, and Emily has a sleepy cat named Luna. Just that one little detail instantly tells you something about their home life and what they're like. Okay, now for a fantastic little pro tip to make your introduction even more memorable. Try pairing something you like with something you don't like. It adds a little bit of depth and makes you so much more relatable. I mean, everybody has things they love and things they just don't. See how simple and effective that is? Paul's example is short, it's friendly, and it's just packed with personality. In a few seconds, we learn what he does, what he loves, and what he avoids. Super clear. And here's Emily's version. She's a student, loves cats and pasta. Great. And honestly, who can't relate to not wanting to wake up early? It's a perfect, simple formula that just works every time. So we've put together all these great little blocks of information. But now for this single most important piece of advice I can give you. You don't have to use all of them at once. An introduction is not your entire life story. The real goal is just to be relevant. The key is to look at the situation you're in and pick the building blocks that make the most sense. So the strategy is super simple. First, just read the room. Is this a formal thing or is it casual? Second, pick just one or two details that seem right. And third, and this is your most powerful tool, just be friendly and smile. It makes all the difference. Let's see this in action. Say you're at a casual party. Emily focuses on her hobbies. This is perfect. It invites people to ask questions like, oh, cool, what do you paint? Or what kind of music are you into? It's a natural conversation starter. Now, in a more formal setting, like a new class, Paul's introduction is different. He gives his name, where he's from, and then a really relevant interest he likes to learn. It fits the environment perfectly and sets a really positive tone. So let's totally reframe this whole idea. The next time you hear those words, don't think of it as a scary test. Think of it for what it really is, an invitation. It's somebody else saying, hey, I'd like to get to know you.
So now you have the building blocks, you have the strategy. All that's left is to make them your own. The next time you get that invitation to connect, you are going to be so ready. So let me ask you, who are you?